Good morning and good day, seekers and friends alike. Welcome back. This morning I was thinking about the nature of being a person. Every living species has its purpose on this planet to serve the larger ecosystem that it is a part of. Maybe they will be eaten by them, or they will provide their food as bees pollinate and birds move seeds. And that aids every other ecosystem. Everything has a purpose. So I was thinking about the purpose of the Earth herself, this beautiful planet who seems to have a purpose of providing endless life. When a tree is cut down, another will grow right next to it. And in the springtime, we see everything blossoming, bursting with life. It is just the way of the world. This soil is fertile, and the water and sunlight come together to grow life. A beautiful thing, a beautiful process. Miraculous, in fact. And so it led me to thinking, well, what is our purpose? Homo sapien, the wise man. It's ironic, isn't it? Wise. I'm not so sure if we can all call ourselves wise, because if we were, maybe we would have more of a selfless attitude towards things like the Earth. This beautiful, beautiful planet, bursting with life. I mean, what a beautiful thing. For your entire purpose to be to create and to keep creating life. The most miraculous thing, the most magical thing that we have. And so, often I think about the fact that people can be so very selfish in nature. Whether that is inherently a part of being a human and it is necessary for survival, or if it is merely made of society's teachings, society's influence, and society's death grip on our individuality. And so the question arises, is being selfish in human nature? No. Absolutely it is not. Maybe centuries ago, for tribes who had to be barbarous, who had to be violent, kill or be killed mentality was the way of the world, was it not? So, that was certainly a developed thing. We didn't come out of the womb being selfish, but we were taught to be so that we could survive. Okay, so I can wrap my head around that, sure. But then what is our nature? Is it to think? Homo sapien? Right? Wise man. Wow, okay, so we have the capability of being wise. We know that much because it's our nature. And wisdom comes from experience, time, thought. Being thoughtful within our own solitude is how we become wise. To experience things, to feel them, to allow ourselves to feel them, and then to process makes us wise. For some reason, we were put on this planet. By what? I couldn't tell you. That's up to your own personal belief system. But if you accept the fact that life is inherently miraculous, it is a miracle, and it is simply the nature of this planet to create constant life. It will never end until humans have done enough damage that it has no choice but to end. Life is dwindling, species are dying out because of us, because of hunting and deforestation, cutting down all the trees in the rainforest, killing all those animals' homes. Right. So that's not the Earth killing itself. No, that would go against its nature entirely. It is the humans using their human minds to be profitable off of that, by cutting down all the trees in the rainforest to sell for wood, and to make our own selfish livings. Yes, I understand that much. But selfishness is not in our nature. The people who are cutting down the rainforests are probably not wealthy people who are doing it just for sport. They're people who are doing it for their own livelihood, so that they can survive and perhaps that their families can survive. So, due to circumstance, they have to be selfish. Okay, I understand that much, sure. That makes sense. But then it led me to another thought. I had wondered for a long time if selfishness was in fact in our nature. It certainly seemed to be. People hearing about the rainforest being cut down and scoffing. It doesn't have anything to do with me, why should I care? Right. Right. And where this mentality, this very nihilistic, well, I can't do anything about it. When people are talking about, for example, veganism, people say, well, how am I going to contribute? You know, how can I help? They're not going to kill less cows because of me, which actually is not true. They actually kill like millions of less animals when a certain amount of people become vegan. I saw some people talking about it. So that's actually not a valid argument at all. But anyway, I was thinking about how we have become very nihilistic in the grander sense of helping the earth. People say, well, I can't contribute. What am I gonna do? You know, it's not gonna help. And I was thinking where that came from. Because to take on such a limited view of our own capability is absolutely the opposite of our nature. In fact, it's the lowest point of our nature, to be hopeless, to have so much doubt in our own capabilities that why should we even try? That is what makes us selfish. Circumstance and doubt. Whether that be instilled by outer external forces, which it always is, because we were not born with doubt. We were born believing in magic, right? Do you believe in magic today? I wonder why or why not. Anyway, so if we begin to understand the fact that the human brain is, in fact, the most advanced tool that we have today, the greatest physicians, the greatest scientists, the greatest artists of our time, were they born with more advanced brains than us? Perhaps. Maybe that was actually physically in their DNA to be successful in a certain aspect of life. But maybe it was circumstance as well. Maybe they had enough time with themselves to think, to be thoughtful, to come up with conclusions, and to realize the power of their own minds. You see, we will not fail in this life because our brains are not good enough, or because we are not good enough. And if anyone has ever made you feel that way, then they are the most lost of them all. So don't worry about that. The way that we will succeed in this world is by understanding and accepting our capability as human beings. If you were born with a mind, a human brain, you are capable of anything that you could possibly dream of. And that is not a joke, that is not a lie. That is reality. The thing that the external forces of this society will never tell you. Why? So you can actually discover your power and rise up and take over the world the way that it's meant to be? If every individual understood the capacity that their brain has and how we can harness anything we could possibly think of, all you have to do is accept that you can do it and then have the willpower to do it, which is a thought in itself. You think, oh, can I do this? No, of course I can't. Why would I be able to do that? I'm not smart. I'm not anything special. I'm not artistic. Who told you that? Who the hell told you that you are not smart, you are not good enough, you are not worthy? It's such a shame that so much human potential is just wasted because of doubt, because of self-doubt. We don't believe in our minds. We don't believe in the simple fact that the human brain is the most powerful tool that there is. It is the creation of all other tools. It is what has made us Homo sapien. It is in our very nature to think and to become wise by discovering new parts of ourselves that we didn't even know we were capable of. You might not think that you are artistic or creative. Okay, go sit down and write something. Go look at the trees. Start writing lines about them. Describe them. Describe the way the light hits the leaves. Describe the bird's song that you hear. Read it back and tell me you're not a poet. Tell me you didn't just write something beautiful by simply observing. The thing about being a human that often leads to our own destruction is that we overcomplicate everything. Life is not meant to be this entirely complicated minefield of an existence. Life at its truest form is simplicity. It's stillness. It's a flowing energy within us that has no concerns, has no worries. It is just life. It is just the breath of life that has been put in us by who knows what, and for what purpose? Well, if our purpose is to think, then I suggest we start doing so. I had a realization today. The audience who watches my videos, for example, the audience who seeks more than this mundane society has to offer, the person who seeks to understand why things are the way that they are, why we think the way that we think, and what the hell are we? Why are we here? If only to destroy this planet, why haven't we all died off already? Why hasn't the planet taken her cruel revenge? That is something I don't have the answer to. But something that did fill me with a lot of joy this morning was when I thought, oh, if human potential is in fact this infinite, vast thing that we have entire control over within our own minds, then human beings are beyond capable to help this earth that we have inflicted so much pain upon for our own selfish gain. And we know that that is not in our nature. So why should we accept the fact that the earth is dying because of us? Why should we say, oh, well, I can't do anything to help that? You're just allowing yourself to believe that because you heard someone else say it. This society, this broken society, has been very misinformed by people of a higher power, and you've heard it, and now maybe you've spread the lie yourself. The dark reality is that this society is built upon lies. Our whole sense of self is the ego speaking. It is not you in your truest form. You are a consciousness that is the same as life itself. You are life itself. However you visualize that, it is the purest thing about you. It is you. But it's not who we believe ourselves to be. Everything we believe about ourselves, even our name, is merely something that someone else put upon us. And everything else that we identify with ourselves, our personality traits, were simply developed over time so that we could fit in more adequately with this society. Everything we've taken on as our person identity has only been to help us get through this society that is so broken and full of lies. And so when you start to understand the genuine form of your true self, not this person that you believe yourself to be, that is only thought. These egos we have created are only of thoughts that have come into our head. We have rationalized that they will help us, and we've taken on to be truth. But that is not truth. Truth is your truest self, the life inside of you that was put there for whatever purpose. But do not let yourself be fooled. These things that you believe yourself to be, they do not hold you down. You do not have to abide by them any longer. To be this false ego, to allow yourself to be these thoughts, rather than to just be, will only limit your capability. To live a life that is fulfilled, that is successful, that you can get whatever you want out of, that you can accomplish any dream you have to understand the infinite capacity that is within your brain. Everything you believe, every thought about yourself is that, a thought. It passes, it comes and goes. By calming yourself down in a moment of heated emotion, the emotion will pass. But as the emotion, as the thoughts were flooding your brain, where were you? You were right here. Your being did not go anywhere, but your whole reality was inside of your mind as these thoughts came and came and came and attacked each other. And you didn't understand that they aren't real. Thoughts pass. They come in and they come out. But I was here the whole time while all of that was going on. So start thinking about that. I look the way I look because I look the way I look. I can't control it. But the thoughts that are in my head, I have all the control over. Every single thought I can examine. I can watch as it comes, watch as it goes, see how it's making me feel it, and then say, why? Isn't it merely an illusion if the thought comes into my brain, I watch it, I am conscious of the fact that this thought has just entered my consciousness, it's made me feel a certain way within my being for some reason, and then it will go. It is not me. We are not our thoughts. Your thoughts are merely ideologies, opinions that you have formed over time due to the external forces of this human life you lead. But if you understand that none of that is real, the only thing that is real is you, your being that is infinite and ancient, because it is just life itself, and your mind that is infinite and capable of anything that you put into thought and put into action. So I became very hopeful this morning when I thought about the fact that since people are capable of infinite possibilities, all they need is a guiding force. Because if you're not told something, and if you're not thinking for yourself, why would a thought have ever come into your consciousness? If we're always so distracted by things like our phones and social media, which is just full of social constructs. Every time I check my phone, I take on the identity of whoever I have to be in that moment to respond equipped to how someone else would expect me to be. Everything is due to someone else's expectation of us, and we act on it so that we can just get by in this society. But the question becomes, once we are now conscious of the fact that we are capable of much, much, much more than we allow ourselves to believe, will we take it into our own hands to be better, to be more thoughtful within our own minds, to be more present in our being, rather than giving power to every thought that comes through, no matter how destructive it may be to our own emotional state, no matter how much doubt it may put through us. Doubt is the enemy to all success. If you want to go far in this life, if you have the knowledge, the belief, the willpower, and the drive to actually do something, which you do, it is inherently in your nature to be capable of absolutely anything. We were given this incredible intelligence, I imagine, so that we can better the world, so that we can bring light and creativity and knowledge, wisdom to this species, so that we can better each other by bettering ourselves. So the next time you think on why the earth is suffering and people don't seem to mind at all, it might help to think about yourself first. What will you do after you watch this video? Will you say, wow, Isabella, great video, I really like that, thanks, and go on with your day? Or will you think for a while? Maybe go outside, go for a walk, sit, simply do nothing. You see, another lie that our society has put into all of our minds to believe as fact is that doing nothing will get you nowhere. We've been taught to always be rushing to do the next thing, and if we sit still, we will get bored and we will combust. I wonder why society has made us believe that to be true. All the power has been in the wrong hands for a very long time now. And if I'm honest, it's up to us now to change that. I'm giving you the guidance that you need. I'm giving you the information to unlock every part of your potential. Now the power is in your hands. What you will do with this information is entirely up to you. Be your own God. Be your own creator. Create what you want out of this life by being thoughtful, by putting things into the universe with intention, and by believing in yourself always. Do not doubt yourself simply because of what other people have told you. I'm giving you permission now. I'm telling you differently. Be the all-powerful, infinitely capable being that you are. Accept that fact. Just accept it. And from there, see what happens. Maybe life will just open up for you. Use this time to be better by being simple, by being silent, by not allowing distractions to get in your way. If you like the things I've got to say, like, comment, subscribe, and turn those post notifications on so you know every time I post. And until next time, keep those minds curious. Bye!